Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 19th, and I want to welcome y'all to Coffee with Kuzz. I do have my cup of coffee here. It is fresh, just getting started. Y'all can see, but I ain't gonna lie, it's my second cup of coffee. But good morning to everybody. I wanted to do you guys know what today is? I'm gonna let a couple people get in the room here before we talk about it. But today's a pretty important day, and this is why I titled the show "Progress is Progress." We're going to talk about progress today. Doesn't matter how slow or how fast that progress is, but we have to talk about progress today. And today's a very, very important day, and I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that a lot of people don't know what today is. What happened on this day in history? Morning, Silver Fox. Good morning, all the way from LA. California knows how to party. Melvin. Good morning, bro. Listen, Melvin. Y'all put a prayer up for Melvin. He woke up with a screw in his tire. And that's never a good thing. Oh, man. So we're going to let a few more people get in this room before we get this day started. I see Silver Fox is at LAX. He's putting in that work. And that's what you got to do. You got to put in that work. But we're going to give it a few more minutes. I want to see if we get a few more people in. Because today, I'm telling you, today's just important. When we talk about progress, right? And we talk about having to fight all the negative shit we got to fight just to try to, make ends meet or things of that nature, progress, no matter how slow, when you attempt to go at something, when you set a goal and to achieve that goal, no matter what, right? You got to keep moving forward towards that goal, no matter what. There are going to be days when it's going to seem freaking impossible. And I'm not trying to be a motivational guy. I'm no Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or none of them guys, right? Because I ain't charging you to listen. Well, you will have a few commercials in here. But my point is, progress, bro. Listen, this world will beat you down and try to tell you can't do something. Because we're just dumbass Uber drivers. We're not intelligent. We don't have dreams and goals. We'd rather be lazy and just drive people around. And so progress is huge, man. You set these goals and you keep moving towards those goals. Like today, on this day, 160 years ago, the second greatest document, in my opinion, was written in this country. It's the Gettysburg Address. Y'all know it. Abraham Lincoln said it. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. That was the precursor to, that was what led into the Civil War. The Emancipation Proclamation is probably the third greatest document. But when Lincoln said, dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, Lincoln was trying to right the fucking wrongs that this country got off to. And how ironic is it that we just had the nation as a whole, or the majority of the nation as a whole, both popular and electoral, forget the candidates. It's not even about who won and who lost. It's about the ideas that won and lost. Obviously, the majority of people in this country decided the previous 4 years was not the way they wanted to go. And now we're going to move into a new mandate. You hear that word that the people have spoken. This is what the nation is. We, the people, we choose who governs us. And so, but we don't get to today without the progress that was started, not only with the Constitution, the original Constitution, but with the Gettysburg Address. It's huge. That speech was huge in what he said. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We declared our freedom in 1776, our independence from England, because that king over there, remember, kings and peasants, I talk about it all the time. That king over there thought he was just going to be able to tell us what to do, or the forefathers what to do. And listen, our forefathers screwed up. There's no doubt. The forefathers of this nation, with as intelligent, as concise, as real as they wrote the Constitution, they screwed up. Slavery was a bad thing. We were influenced. We were influenced not by us here. We were influenced by the Spanish, the Spaniards. They were the ones with the original slave trade into America. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. The point is progress, no matter how slow, no matter how painful. And if you've got the opportunity to keep moving forward against all odds, then God damn it, I salute you. I salute you, because a lot of people don't have the sack to go after what they want. They just don't have it. They will find every excuse in the book not to try to achieve what they're trying to achieve. And it's real easy to do that. Complacency is the biggest killer of dreams. How many Uber and Lyft drivers get so freaking comfortable with being able to take their phone, open it up, turn on the app, and go to work? But what did we sacrifice all of these years? Well, for me now, going on 9 years, what did we sacrifice in that progress? Little by little, they take a little more, they take a little more, they take a little more, until you have to do 35, 40 hours over the weekend just to break even. That's crazy, man. So anyway, progress is progress. I wanted to bring that up to you guys. Shout out Abe Lincoln, doing the thing, man. You did your thing back then, bro. And this nation is grateful, because for everyone that stands on one side or the other of the aisle, it doesn't matter. You both have equal footing. If Lincoln doesn't make that speech, if Lincoln doesn't move us forward and try to bring us out of that slavery mentality and that type of nation, doesn't allow the nation to divide itself, fight it out, and figure it out, we don't have what we have today. We're no different than any other nation, and that's why people come here. So with that being said, I want to bring you guys up to speed on my my progress with my prop account. So this is my account. Last Tuesday when we were here, we were trying to get funded. We were about $815 off of passing the evaluation. Well, I'm happy to report that after 5 weeks of working that evaluation and trying to figure out this whole futures market thing, I passed. Matter of fact, last Tuesday, I needed $815 to pass the evaluation. I traded $835 in profits on the evaluation, broke that $3,000 threshold I needed to break, shut it down. Eddie was with me. And hey, it was awesome that I got through it. So what happens is now I go into what they call a sim account. Now it's a simulated account. So if people don't understand how this works, let me explain it to you. I'm not trading yet on the actual stock market. I'm trading on the my funded, and this is the same for every prop firm. When you go into a simulated account, you're trading on their platform, meaning, you're trading amongst whatever that platform's traders are, however many people they got in there. It's just like trading the real market, using real market data, right? But your money that you're trading is not included in the market's money. It's only on that platform's money, the way I understand it. What I have to do now is I have to get to, where's it at? So these are the goals. Okay. First goal right off the rip. This is a 50K starter account with My Funded Futures. I do not have a link or a code or whatever, but if you really want to get into this, just holler at me. I'll get you set up. I have to have 5 green days of $100 or more in order to qualify for a payout. So with the SIM account, even though it's not a fully live funded trading account, I'm trading for real money. Now it's a 50K account, $50,000 trading account. I can't go there and say, go to the ATM and say, hey, give me $20. That ain't how it fucking works. But what I am doing is I have to get to the first 5 days of $100 or more green. They don't have to be consecutive, but as you can see here, my first day trading had a bad day, 166.48 in the hole. But then my next 3 days, $327, $211, $230. We're going to come back and talk about this 166 in a minute, because that was actually up $320 that day too. But I broke a rule. All right, so that's number one. The number two thing I got to do is I have to build a buffer. So in order for me to take a payout, and I'm still a little iffy on this, once I hit the 5 days, I qualify for a payout. I can request a payout, but you got to build up a buffer. So what happens is, you see over here where it says drawdown? This is the most I can lose on this account before they shut the account down. It's $2,500 with $1,200 or $1,250 per day. So I have an end of day drawdown. Drawdown means money lost. And then I have an overall drawdown, which is total money lost. So it's $1,250, I think, per day, or $1,200 per day. And then it's $2,500 max. What I have to do is I have to build up this drawdown to break even, which is $50,000. You can see here, minimum account balance, right? Locks at $2,600. I have to get to that buffer. And if you're going to trade in these prop firms, you want to build that buffer, because once you're in a simulated account, you're trading for the opportunity to take a payout, real money. You're not paper trading. People get that confused. And so if I want to get to that point, I want to take a payout and I still have enough money that if I have a bad trade or a bad day, that I've got that $2,500 behind me so I don't blow the account. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the goal of this. So I still got a ways to go, because I'm only plus, after 4 days, I'm only plus $603. So still got another $2,000 to go. And then from there, I need to build up even more. So it's progress, right? When we started this 6 weeks ago, right? Almost 7 weeks ago now, when we started this, the goal was to not have to depend on rideshare as much and get into other avenues of revenue. I like to trade. There are so many different ways to trade, right? Some people are VWAP traders. Some people are supply demand traders. Some people are support resistance traders. Some people are trend traders. Some people are ICT traders. It's whatever. It's where you fit in and get in. You understand? There's no one correct way to trade, because at the end of the day, you're trading. It's market dependent. The market decides where it's going to go. And yeah, there's some manipulation that goes on in the market, but manipulation in everything. If you're driving Uber or Lyft and you're not learning another skill set, you're allowing the apps to manipulate you anyway. So what the fuck is the difference? What's the difference? At least here with trading, you're learning valuable skills. Number one, this is not, this shit is not easy. It's not financial advice either. This shit is not easy to learn. And then once you become acclimated and versed in one type of product or asset trading, then there's another. Then there's options, there's stocks, there's the indices trading, there's the individual stocks trading. Nvidia's got earnings tomorrow afternoon, so the whole market's going to be like in this. At least the Nasdaq, I think is going to be in this channel that we've been riding out for the last couple of days since the election and all that's calmed down. So, like I said, progress ain't easy. Progress ain't cheap. Progress takes time, and we all want to hit that home run, but you just can't always hit that home run. So here we are. That's where we're at. The other aspect to what I'm doing with my funded futures on this one is there's a 40% consistency rule. So my daily average has to be within 40% of my best day, right? So I have to be able to maintain a certain amount of money that I trade. That's the best I understand that. You can see here, right now I'm at 38%. I'm at the 38% consistency rule. It's going to let me know where I stand. So that's good. That's good. What happened here, and I want to talk about this, what happened here on this first day, on the 13th, I broke a rule. I have a rule. I had a rule when I was trading options, and I carried that rule over to futures. Once I make $200 a day in profit, stop trading. Stop trading. Lock it down. Go paper trade. Go trade another asset. Get away from the futures. Go to options. If I'm trading options and I crack that $200 on option, get away from that. I don't have this kind of capital. Right now, I don't have any capital to trade my options. So this is my capital, right? This is what I'm working towards. This is why we trade prop firms. You trade for the opportunity to get into somebody else's money and use their money to build your money. That's capitalism, folks. That's America. That's how it's done. So anyway, on that particular day, after 3 trades, I was up $300 and something. I was. And I got greedy. I got caught up in the FOMO and I got caught up in the greed. And all of a sudden, now I lost a couple trades. So now I'm up 300, down 200, up 150, down 200. And I went back and forth, back and forth. You can see 11 trades. And finally, I'm like, I caught myself. I'm like, whoa, Vinny, what are you doing? You're screwing up. It's the first day of this simulated account. Don't screw it up on day one. So I shut it off. I walked away. And when you go back and you look at your rules, number 1 rule, trade with a stop loss. Number 2 rule, once you acquire whatever your profit target is for that day, shut it down. Shut it down no matter what. Yesterday, you can see yesterday here, I took 2 trades. I was done. I was done trading in like the first 5 minutes of the market. Took 2 trades, up 230, shut it down. Killed it. Shut it down. I don't want to give the market back anything, because if you give the market an inch, it'll take a mile. If you give Uber and Lyft an inch, they're going to take a mile. That's just the way it is. You never give back. You do your best not to give back what you've earned. You keep what you kill. You understand? That's from a movie, by the way, in case you guys don't know. Keep what you kill. That's from a movie. So, and this is how you progress. You go through these little learning cycles. So for me, it was a rule I knew, but I had to go and lose $166 instead of being up another $300, which would have put us damn near $1,000 towards our buffer. This is the way the game is played. We don't make the rules, y'all. We don't make the rules. You know who makes the rules? The Rothschilds, the Soroses, the Rockefellers. They're the ones that make the rules. All we can do is play in them. Same thing with Uber and Lyft and the DoorDash. And if y'all are still driving DoorDash, y'all got some real issues. But they make the rules, man. It's their game. They make the rules. We can scream and holler and cuss. It's their rules. It's their game. All we can do is decide to play in the game or not play in the game. That's it. That's it. That's all you can do. So if you're gonna stay on it, and that's that. All right, I am going to bring that down here in a minute. We are going to bring up let's bring up my trading chart. I'll explain a little bit what I'm doing here with this. Oh, by the way, before we get too deep into this, in case y'all didn't know, Elon is getting ready to throw up another. This is going to be Starship 6. Their 6th test flight for Starship happens today in about 7 hours. Bro, come on, man. You talk about progress. Elon is the epitome of progress. Everybody knows the story, bro. he was less than 24, I think it was 24 hours away from losing Tesla. They were going to go bankrupt and have to shut the doors. Now he's throwing rockets in the air. Biggest rockets ever made, bro. How do you, whether you like Elon or hate Elon, that's progress. That's what I'm talking about. That's progress. If today, your only thing you did today was, what's the cliche? If all you did today was got out of bed and took 10 steps, which is 9 steps more than you took yesterday, that's progress. Bro, anything can be done. You got to be willing to sacrifice to go get it. That's it. So let's see what's going on here. Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you? Commuter, hi, Vinny. Diversify of opportunity is definitely the way forward. You are making progress, and that's the way to go. Take care and take money. My man, Commuter, bro, he's always got something good to say. I appreciate you. D, top of the morning to you. Good morning. I'll meet you in the underverse. See, I knew somebody would catch that. I knew somebody would catch that. Keep what you kill. Hell yeah. David Omar, how do you learn all this? Shit seems complicated. Trading is tough. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, bro, right where you're at right now. You can start learning trading on the internet. YouTube University, bro. You can learn anything you want on YouTube. I don't give a shit what it is. Even the bad stuff. The difference is, at least for me, from what I've seen, the difference is with YouTube University is a lot of people want to sell you shit. They want to sell you a course. They want to sell you this. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if they're not showing you what they're doing, if they're not being 100% transparent with you in what they're doing, it's probably not worth getting involved with, right? If somebody tells you that they've got the safest car on the road, yet all you see is that car killing people, probably not a car to buy. You know what I'm saying? So as far as I'm concerned, and there's a lot of trial and error, you're going to lose money learning to trade. It's going to happen. You're going to have, I just showed you guys, you're going to have bad days. If you weren't around for my evaluation process, I had a $1,218 loss day in my evaluation process. It was an end of day drawdown. So I just got stupid with it. Whoop, $1,218. I believe that trade was like 40 seconds. 40 seconds, I lost $1,200. Now, the next 4 days, I traded my way back into it, but not because I was any smarter than the market. It's because I listened to my rules. I followed my rules. And as you learn, whether it's trading, whether it's driving, whether it's painting, whether it's being a parent, there's progress for you being a parent. You learn as you go. Your experiences are going to be your best teacher. But as far as learning to trade, very, very simple ways. Learn supply and demand, resistance, support trading, and learn trend lines. Tori Trades, you can check her out. She is a trend line queen. Trend line queen, that's what she is. So, yeah, there's a bunch of different ways. I ain't nobody to be teaching nobody shit. Not when it comes to trading. There is 1.5 million better people than me. I'm just here to show you what I'm doing. Right? Those that have been with me since I started this channel, you guys have seen the progress. Right? Matter of fact, since I've started this channel, I developed one driving business and already got rid of it. And I've done it. I've grown the YouTube channel. There's 1 million ways for something to get done. You just have to find the one that works for you. That's the best answer I could give you. Is it complicated, David? I don't know if it's complicated, but I do know one thing, and I'm a big cliche guy. I'm a huge cliche guy. And my cliche would be, keep it simple, stupid. I'm talking to myself. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. You can get into, as an example, when it comes to trading, ICT, inner circle trading. Now, there's a lot of controversy around ICT videos. whether the guy is legit or not, whether his trading works. He hasn't done well on these big, I guess, trading competitions or whatever. When you listen to his videos, they're very boring, in my opinion. Extremely boring. But if you play it at 2x speed, you can get through it. My guy Eddie, who most people in the chat know Eddie, he's hell bent on ICT. And when I'm done with the live stream here, I'm going to go join him. I have not taken a trade, by the way, yet. We're on the 5-minute futures chart. This is NQ. If we go and we look at the 15 real quick, we can see we're in a channel right here. Blue lines are high and low for the session high and low, which started at 6 o'clock last night. Purples are yesterday's high and low from 6 o'clock the day previous. This green area is a channel where it just kind of was range bound in there, and it looks like it's trying to get back up to that range. So we're gonna let it do what it does. I'm not looking to take a trade yet. I will not take a trade online. Not while I'm live. Not yet. I'm not confident with that. Anyway, Eddie's full on ICT. There are some things I like about ICT. There are other things that I got no use for. It's way too much, right? Just way too much. Simple support resistance, VWAP trading. There are a lot easier ways to trade. Break and retest is my number one. I am a break and retest trader because it's showing you in real time which way the stock or the asset wants to go. So for me, break and retest seems to be the right way. As an example, if I'm getting good trip requests on Uber, right? Are we gonna maintain those? And it takes you to a good area. I'm gonna keep going back to that area. I'm gonna keep making that money. But if I go back to that area and it turns to shit, if we retested that area and there ain't no rides, I'm out of there. Same thing. I know it's a terrible analogy. I tried. But break and retest is a good way. Like right now, if we look here, this white line right here is VWAP, right? Volume weighted average price. So right now, the majority of people holding this asset or in this future trade is at this price, 20,562 as an example, right? And so the lower it comes, right, the less people hold it. The higher we go, the less people hold it. This is where the average is. So now it looks like it wants to test this VWAP. So we're going to wait to see if it gets above, comes back and retests it and takes off. Then we go long. If it rejects here like it did when it came here, you see this? This is break and retest, break and retest, break. And eventually it just failed. So your trade could have been from here, from this candle, confirmation that it failed to retest the VWAP all the way back down. This is a good little trade. So from here to here would be, how many points is that? Let's say the confirmation from here, and say you took it to this candle here. Oh, we'll go to the top of the candle there, right? I mean, that's a pretty good. So let's see, that's 83, 81. It's a couple points in there. That's like $40 on a micro, right? Let me see. 49. I'm sorry, I'm way off. 49 to 81, 49, so that's 50, 30, 32 points at $5 a point, $150. It's good money. Anyway, what else we got going on here? Uber fares in Ireland have nosedive. I haven't been out in 8 days. Until the offers are up, I won't be driving. I'm not driving for less than $2 per mile over here. Bro, let me tell you something, commuter. Bro, Patty, comfort has been completely replaced by X rates, right? So what I'm learning is while I'm out here absolutely trying to get as many rides as I can get in, I've accepted the fact that there is no such thing as a comfort rate anymore. There's only X rates. X rates and Premier. That's the only two that I do. I don't have Excel anymore. Comfort is non-existent. All comfort is an ego boost for the rider. And the perception that they're getting a better quality car. You know, the biggest, and this is progress on their part. They suckered drivers in. We're going to talk about this tomorrow night on The Garage. but they sucker drivers in to go out and get these comfort cars. Even though Comfort never paid that much more than X. But now you got so many comfort cars out there on the streets that the supply of comfort cars is exceeding the demand of comfort cars. So while they're charging that rider that extra money for the ego boosting comfort for more legroom, drivers are getting paid X rates or less. Whatever X rate is. Because remember, they pay us what they want. There's no rate card. Man, I was getting 38 hot over the weekend with that shit. But, you know, like everybody else, gotta work. And if you're gonna work, I'm gonna get chewed up in the comments on this one, but you gotta work. You're not out there to not make money. You know, remember what Calvin from The Simple Driver, if you guys don't know who Calvin from The Simple Driver was, go back on YouTube, man. Go back about 7-8 years ago with Calvin. He's one of the first big YouTubers, right? He at one time was bigger than the rideshare guy. He was right on par with Uberman Randy, right? This is when the rideshare guy was still just a small channel. But Calvin, The Simple Driver, his best line that I remember was, "You're trading time for money." That's what drivers do. They trade time for money. But isn't that what we do in all jobs? Whatever it is, I'm trading time for money right now with you guys, right here. I am trading time for money talking with you guys because I'm looking at the markets. I can see the markets, and here we are. Here's that break and retest I was talking about, right? We're rejecting. We never completely broke above VWAP, and now we're rejecting down. And let's see what happens, right? So this could be a nice little trade here. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Pink. Right? So let's see what happens. Is it going to come down to yesterday's low? Is it going to break through it, come into this fair value gap and respond up? Not really, because this was the move right here. Once it came up, retested this fair value gap and ran up. There's so many different ways to trade, bro. It's where you feel comfortable. It's where you feel the most confident in your ability to read the charts and the catalysts that the market's throwing at you that affect the asset. That's it. That's the bottom line. There's no other way. I don't care how they dress it up. That's what you're attempting to do. Remember what trading is. Trading is simply you against another person. Mano y mano. Right? You have something you want to buy and sell. They have something they want to buy and sell. And you guys are negotiating that price. That's it. That's trading. We keep what we kill. Chronicles of Riddick. Amen to that. That's right. That was Chronicles of Riddick, bro. Great, great, great movie. Give me a second here. T-Mobile's telling me happy life. All right. Let's see. What is the split with the prop firm? Is it worth it over using own money? Well, David, I don't know how long you've been around my channel, and I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I had a medical issue a year and a half ago, and it cost me everything. It cost me everything in my real world, okay? And so I've been fighting back ever since. For me, because I can't raise enough capital right now to go and trade my own money, I started learning what prop firms were. In my opinion, if you're still learning and you are not super confident with whatever type of trading you want to do, why not use the prop firm's money? It's going to cost you a little bit, right? My initial offer into my funded futures was $48 for the 50K account, right? I had to reset it once. Because I was learning. I'd never traded futures. I'm a Tesla and NVIDIA options trader. So for me, I've got $150 into my funded futures. But in that $150, it's given me the opportunity to trade the real markets with a real goal. $50,000 account. I don't have $50,000 to go start trading futures. So I'm going to use their money. I'm going to learn along the way. And if I bust out, if I blow the account, what did I really lose? $100? Bro, I mean, I've spent $100 in a strip club in like 3 minutes, and she wasn't that good looking. You know what I mean? So, the split with the prop firms depends, but I will tell you this, with my funded futures, I keep up to $10,000. I keep 100%. Then after that, it's a 90-10 split. 90% to me, 10% to them. So even in that respects, and if you look up people like Patrick Whelan, if you go to Top Step, these different prop firm traders and stuff, you can trade. Cassinator is a guy I've been following. Young guy. He's a little awkward, but I like him. He's just, it's awesome. He's like, let's go. Maybe I'll link him up down below in the description. Some guys to go check out. Cassinator trade, Chemo trades, Jones trading. I like Jones trading because he's one of us. He drives for Amazon and he's learning to trade in the process. I want to start doing my videos like he does his. I need to start making more videos other than live content. So do I think it's worth it? Yeah, the long short of it, I think it's worth it. If you don't have the capital to go trade, you can build capital. And when you take payouts, right? And once you start getting to a point where you take payouts, now you take that money, you either pay your bills, or you take that money and put it into a PA, a personal account, and now you start trading your personal account as well. So it's a stepping stone is what it is. But here's the key. Here's the key. Like anything else, if you're not disciplined enough to stay on it, you're going to fail no matter what. You have to sacrifice whatever it is to get where you're trying to go. Progress ain't free. Freedom ain't free. And so, you as drivers, we sacrifice our cars. We sacrifice our dignity. Sometimes we sacrifice our safety. Did you guys hear the story about it was out of Texas? The Lyft driver who what the is all of this? The Lyft driver who decided to do a private ride, and when he did the private ride, the guy he was giving the private ride to shot him. Oh yeah, got in the front passenger seat. As soon as they got in and started to go, right? The guy pulled the gun on him and said, "Hey, give up the car." The guy didn't want to give up the car. He got shot 2-3 times. Bang, bang, bang. Girl in the back seat, So there it is, right? Whether you're driving on the apps or driving privately, there's always that potential. So as drivers, we give up time. We sacrifice our cars. And here's the thing. At least in trading, I can see the results, the bigger picture. As an example, right? Yesterday, like I said, I was less than 5 minutes trading. Within 30 minutes, I was ready to shut it down, right? Because I couldn't trade no more. I breached my $200 goal for the day. You make $200 a day, 20 trading days, that's $4,000 a month before taxes. $4,000 a month before taxes. How many hours do you have to drive on these apps to make $4,000? And then how much money is it costing you? Forget the time. How much money is it costing you to go out and drive to make that $4,000? Because that $4,000 ain't clean. That's gross. As my friend Sergio likes to say, that's gross. That's gross. So anyway, my opinion, sorry, David, I tend to get off I can go off a little bit. I think it's worth it. It's worth a shot. You just got to be careful with the prop firms. Right now, there's 3 or 4 of them out there that seem to be really, really good. They just had a prop firm I've never heard. Well, I've heard of them, but I never dealt with them. I've only dealt with my funded futures so far. This is the first time I'm dealing with it. And so I have no complaints with my funded futures, but I haven't done much with them, right? Right now, I'm achieving the steps, and I'm holding up my end. They're holding up their end. So it's a good deal. So I hope that answers your question. Melvin, time is the biggest commodity we can offer. Brother, amen to that. People don't realize it's the most valuable asset we have as human beings is time. But it's the thing we give away the most. we give our time away the most. Time is everything, bro. Time is everything. Silver Fox, comfort is basically X. 100%. 100%, bro. 100%. Like some of these rides they're just goddamn ridiculous. They're ridiculous. But you know what? Uber's in trouble. I kept telling y'all Uber was in trouble. Y'all seen their stock price lately? Here, let's go look at their stock price. Let's go look at their stock price. There's Uber. Okay, let's go into the daily on Uber. There's Uber. Y'all thought I was joking when I said Uber was in trouble. Guess where Uber's coming to? They're gonna come right on back down here to this area here. We'll put up a secondary trend line here. Okay, we'll put up a secondary trend line here. They'll be coming right back here. Mark my words. Right, and so let's put up a little support area here. Just a little something because we're on the daily chart. We'll put up a little support. So look for Uber to come somewhere around $63. This is trend lines. So support line, resistance line. See, it got here and stopped, retraced, got here, retraced, finally broke through it, retested, broke through it, right? Ripped up, came all the way back to it, $63. Broke up, came here. This was some type of news event. You can always tell a news event with a stock because they get these sharp dips and then sharp recoveries. It could go the other way too. Like here, right? Uber had a sharp spike to the upside and they've been on the downtrend ever since. So yeah, Uber will be back down here. Y'all know why, right? Y'all know, right? Y'all know why, right? Y'all know why? Want to know why they're in trouble? Because of these guys. Look at that. Look at Tesla. Tesla's riding that line, buddy. Got right here. Got here about this 137. This is a daily chart. And look at her go. Just ripping. I read an article, and I don't really like to put a lot of faith in these articles written because a lot of times these analysts are shills, just like in the rideshare space. They're all fucking shills, right? They're gonna sell you what they're told to sell you, right? And so, a lot of drivers are nervous because they have invested that much into Uber and Lyft for their benefit, which I get. I've done it. I burned up 2 cars. Now I'm not burning up my car. Oh, no. I lease my car, but it's expensive. Oh my God, it's expensive. But, it is what it is. Tesla's going to take about 20% of market share. 20%. Uber and Lyft, they're fighting over this 3-4%, right? Lyft apparently, I don't know, bumped up off the last earnings like 2-3% in market share. Bro, when Tesla and the Cybercab hit the open market, when they go live with their user interface for the robo-taxi from Tesla, everybody's going to want to try it. They're going to want to see, what's the big deal? The shiny new thing. And once it works and they see how much money they can save as a rider, bro, Uber drivers, we're done. Like this. I don't know how else to say it. I hate to be that guy because I know a lot of you folks out there depend on Uber and Lyft. I depend on Uber and Lyft right now. Hell, I even got one Lyft ride last week, $11. It's a $7.80 trip with a $4 tip, $11.80. Gotta tell you, take what I can get. But Tesla is going to put a hurting on Uber, right? Going to absolutely put a hurting on Uber. You guys can see it. It's right there, right? It's already broken below the $71 level. And now she's going to come on down. If I were, and I don't have enough capital to puts and calls options, but if I were, I would short Uber right now all the way down to about 63.5. That'd be me, not you, not financial advice. But I can see getting down into the 63.5. So I might look at $64 options or wherever they're tagged in around there. Yep, that's what I would do. Not what you should do. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a dumbass Uber driver. Anyway, Bitcoin. Y'all want to talk about Bitcoin? Look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. We did this last Wednesday night. If you guys were on the show, let's get into the hour chart here. If you guys were on the show last Wednesday night, I did this live in the Discord after hours, right? Everybody knows Bitcoin's ripping, right? So here it is from last Tuesday, 7 a.m., right? We got up, we broke, set a new high, came back. We didn't come all the way back to the 4 hour. Let's get into the 4 hour chart. It didn't come all the way. Oh, it did. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I thought it would get back around this 85.5. Okay. It didn't, but it did retrace. Broke below the high, right? Came back up. Bounced off that high again. See that? Bounced right there. Right here. And here we go. Off to the races again. It's technical analysis. You learn this based on experience. That's how you learn. It's the only way you can learn. You're not going to learn this in a book, man. You got to put in the screen time. You have to lose in order to win. This is the greatest chess match no one will ever win. All you can do is try to win some. I think my look at this. My buddy, David Lowell. Laughed my ass off. You said it, not me. Uber drivers shouldn't give investing advice. You're right, David. You're right. You should not invest in a car for Uber. You should not invest in an EV. You should not invest in Amazon. You shouldn't do any of that investing. But here we are. Here we are. My man, David. I love David. Vinny, what happened to Eddie? Eddie's right above you. Focus, focus, focus. Stick to the goal, especially when you're at a loss. That's my guy. Elon, get on Uber. So that was another story. I watched another report that they were talking about. Another shill writing saying, oh, Tesla will capitulate into Uber. God, I hope not. I hope Tesla does not get in bed with Uber. I really do. I hope they never get in bed with Uber. Tesla does not need Uber. Uber will need Tesla. I don't care how y'all look at it. Tesla will not need Uber. Just doesn't. It's like you guys know one of the biggest issues Tesla shareholders have with Tesla is they don't advertise. Tesla don't advertise. You'll never see an ad on TV. You've never seen an ad in a magazine. You know, you might get an email. It might be something on their website, but that's not paying for an ad during the Super Bowl. They don't do it. They're like Lamborghini. They don't do it. And they are the number one selling car in the world, bar none. Number one selling car in the world. Top, they got 3 of the top 10 most American-made cars in the world. Me and Richie Hustles, we argue about that one. But anyway, so there you go. I'm looking now. I want to see if on the 30-minute extension, if Bitcoin will get up to this 98,000, and I'm looking at about 104, between 103 and 104,000 somewhere, if the momentum continues. If they don't have a rug pull. You know, there's manipulation in everything. Jamie Dimon used to say about Bitcoin, oh, it's trash, it's garbage. Lots of people out there used to say, man, it's garbage. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, if you bought, let me show you your garbage. This is on the weekly chart. If you bought Bitcoin way back here, right? No, that's not it. Where is it at? March of 2020. Remember when we went into the pause restrictions? Remember that? Bitcoin was down here under $4,000. And same people that show up in your comment section, never listen to them. Never listen to them. Well, y'all asked the people I was around back then. I told them, get your Bitcoin. Get your Bitcoin. Because look where it's at. Never take advice from an Uber driver. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. Lyft. Let's get into a daily on Lyft. All right. So Lyft right now is trying to hold this trend. Right. They're not doing bad. I mean, listen, they broke a long time trend here. Lyft was really getting their ass kicked to them here. Right. And so they take a little market share. They had a decent little earnings report. That market share took off. But you see what's happening with Lyft also. Right. I saw David Risher put out a tweet for those questioning. I know it had nothing to do with last week's video when I said Lyft has nothing to offer an investor. And I still say Lyft has nothing to offer an investor. But ever since he said that, he posted we had our best day ever on Halloween. Best day ever. Okay, your best day ever. What did it get you now? Since you said that, you're down $2.50. Yeah, best day ever. Who gives a shit? I wouldn't buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm done with these people. I'm going to get my money, as Buddha says, I'm going to get my money and bounce. So there's that. Anyway, guys, we're about done with our coffee. Let me get through here. I don't see why Lyft went up with nothing new to show up. That's my point. If you go, let me ask you guys in the comments something. Are you guys into the whole AI thing? You know, the Gemini and the Chat GPT and Grok and all of that. I'm getting into it thanks to Buddha. I'm learning. If you guys are into that, do yourself a favor. If you go in there and you ask it, hey, can I how do I trade stocks? It'll tell you I don't give financial advice. But I asked, I think it was Chat GPT, is Uber a good buy? I'm not going to tell you what it told me. You go do it. Go look it up. Ask Chat GPT if they consider Uber to be a good buy. I'm just curious to see, and then come back afterwards and let me know down in the comments. I would really like to know, because I know what it told me. So anyway, let's see. There's David. Okay, there he is. Remember, David's got the biggest Facebook groups in Florida. He does really well if you're in Florida. You can always go check out his Facebook groups. I don't do Facebook, but you know. Vinny, I mean, I don't see Eddie in the Rideshare Garage Labs because Eddie is choosing to work and stay focused. Progress. So, and it's a lot like making Uber videos. You know, this is going to sound rough, y'all. But what's the point? Like, seriously, what's the point of making these videos? Of Uber-only videos. We all know it sucks. Sergio Avidian has the biggest voice in the rideshare space, right? And he's on the biggest channel, he's on the biggest channel, or one of the biggest channels, not the biggest, but one of the biggest channels. And they get a lot of views on their videos, you know, and yet there have been times when they've caught these apps with their pants down and they've done some good. But I'm still getting X rates on a comfort ride. So where's the change? As much heart as he puts into it, where's the change? I don't see no. Ask Boston Matt. Go on Boston Drives on X and ask him how he's doing since Prop 32 hit them in Massachusetts. Go ask Buddha and Hustling Buddha and Unbroken Driver Steven. Go ask them how Prop 22 is treating them. Ask the guys in Minnesota. Everybody made a big fucking deal about Minnesota and Minneapolis and the rideshare guild and all of that bullshit. ULDA, right? Uber, Lyft, drivers, something, right? And ask them. How is it working out for them? Everybody likes to point to Seattle. Not as many drivers in Seattle are making those big bucks. There's a couple of them. There's always going to be a couple, right? It's like I applaud Ronnie Speed TV, right? He's extremely positive, and he tells his haters to kiss his ass. I'm the same way. You can kiss my ass. You ain't got to be here, bro. You ain't got to be here. You choose to be here, and I appreciate you being here. But at the same time, and he's always showing those $2,000 a week drivers, right? He does those interviews, and I think that's fantastic. But it's not sustainable, in my opinion. It's just not sustainable. But one thing Ronnie does, One thing Roddy does is he keeps moving forward. It's progress. If you're still doing this same shit in 10 years, rideshare ain't the problem. I'm just saying, rideshare ain't the problem. Now, I know that's unpopular, but rideshare ain't the problem. And this is why you try to get out of it. You guys know I do the Amazon influencer program. I'm not putting a lot of effort into that. Amazon, the influencer program, is kind of doing the same shit that the apps are doing. They string you along and want you to invest, and well, they don't want you to invest. You could, like, I can do you see that? That's the best mug in the business right there, by the way. Best coffee mug in the business, right? Limited edition, best coffee mug in the business. It's not, I could do a review on this coffee mug, on this camera, on these monitors, right? I linked it. You can go see my store. It's linked in the bottom there. You don't have to buy anything, but you can go see the different video reviews I do. Those are products that I've acquired or have been sent to me to do reviews on. But you do the review, you get into the carousel, you get your, somebody clicks on your video and then they buy the product, you get a small commission. That's awesome. Problem is they keep changing they keep moving the goalposts. They keep getting more and more and more farther away, more and more difficult. And so for me, I'm still going to continue to do it. I still got a couple products, that I got to do. But I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort into it because they're not putting a whole lot of effort back to me. You see, it's a two-way street. What I'm doing here, this is going to be 100% on me. This is 100% on me. Trading is I'm not dependent on Uber to send me a fucking request. And then when they send me a request, make it worth my while. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about if Amazon wants to keep me in the carousel or if they want to take it out. We don't know if they're DEI derivatives or whatever their issue is. It's not like Lyft. Well, you know what? We're going to take Lux away because we think Lyft Comfort's going to be the new king of the hill. And Lyft Comfort, I think that's their least used ride type. Because Lyft, for as cheap as Lyft riders are, they know, oh, I can get a Lyft and a Lyft Comfort. It's the same thing. Why pay that extra 5 cents? It's the truth. Always try to find something to depend on yourself for. That way nobody can take it from you. A business within a business is always subject to have problems. I know. I was in the pro shop business. I had 4 bowling pro shops down here in South Florida. All 4 were in another bowling center. And if that bowling center decided they wanted to change the management or they sold the bowling center, now I got to renegotiate my contracts for those locations. It's a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass, especially in a losing market. I.e., once Tesla comes online, what's going to happen? Uber stock's going to fall, bro. You go back and look at Uber stock over the last year compared to Tesla announcements. It's even a caveman can see this shit. Anyway, look at that. We are moving back up into this channel here, right? And this channel is the channel that's been riding in for a couple of days now. So there was big moves here, but remember, sharp dip. What did we have today? Unemployment news, I think, was today. I don't know. I didn't see it. But anyway, we had the big dip down, sharp V recovery. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to know about that. I'm not supposed to know about V-shaped recoveries. That's the other thing, bro. People think they know like their greatest gift to God in whatever it is that they do, yet they ain't doing no better than you. Remember that. Never take advice from somebody that ain't doing any better than you. That's going to be that. That's how progress gets done. Okay, good morning, MBU. What's popping? I'm trying to catch up with all these comments because we're about done here. It's 10:30. Dave, what platform are you using for stock trading? For the prop firm, I am on TraderVate through My Funded Futures. I'm using the TraderVate platform, but it's connected to TradingView. I know it sounds like a lot, right? I'm very comfortable with TradingView. I've been using TradingView for the last 6 years to do all my charting. The fact that I can trade from TradingView and it automatically goes in, there might be a little slippage here and there between the platforms, but for what I'm trading, slippage is not a big deal. It's not like I'm trading, 1,000 shares of Tesla, for a 10-second trade to pick up a 1.5 points. It's a little bit different. That's what I'm using. I asked AI and it said Uber was a very strong investment. You got something different than I got. So that's what I mean. And depending on which AI you asked, if you asked ChatGPT and it said a strong investment, that's good. When I asked, it told me it's a high risk investment. Who knew? Who knew? So there you go. Eddie says he is trading. I'm going to bring Eddie on the show next Tuesday morning with us because everybody's been asking. Anyway, y'all, I am done with my coffee. I hope I brought y'all some type of entertainment. I keep saying I'm gonna start making vlogs again. I need to, but I got to be honest, y'all. Every weekend, every Friday, I start a vlog, weekend vlog on earnings and my days through, through Uber driving and this, that, and the other. And by the time I get to Sunday, it's like I'm burnt out because it's the same up and down emotional roller coaster. It really is. It's the same up and down emotional roller coaster. When you see that you can dedicate yourself to something and get rewarded for that dedication, and then you see something else that requires more of your time, requires more of your expenses to get out there and get it done. It's like you lose motivation, man. You're just unmotivated. So I'm not here to work for Uber shareholders. I could give a fuck about Uber shareholders or Lyft shareholders. I don't give a fuck about them. They don't feed my family. If you look at the majority of shareholders, they're hedge funds anyway. So you look at guys like Cohen, and these other guys out there, Ackman, that own Uber and Lyft in their portfolios. Bro, they've made it. So they can play. It doesn't matter if Lyft goes up or down $1 to them guys. It's nothing. But for you and me, it's the fucking world. Right? It's the world for us. We're the peasants. Y'all remember, I keep talking about kings and peasants, bro. I keep talking about kings and peasants. What about buying Model Ys to work for you when Tesla activates self-driving next year in 25? So here's my thing, right? I'm going to ride out as long as I can on DriveWhip until I get myself in a position where I can make my own purchase and feel comfortable and confident in the purchase for my own Model Y. I'm not there yet. Once I can do that, I'll probably let that go on to the platform. But here's the thing, dude. If that cyber cap, Elon said it's going to come in around $30,000. If that cyber cap can come in around that price, Grant Cardone's got a famous saying. He says, rent what you own and rent where you live. If you rent what you own, it's always generating income. If you rent where you live, you can drop on a dime and get up out of there if you had to. So I subscribe to that. If you're renting, if I go and buy a cyber cab and put that out to work, now I've got residual income. Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between you going out and driving for Uber or you sending your cyber cab out to drive for Tesla? What's the difference? I'll wait. What's the difference? To me, if I send the cyber cab out to work on the Tesla network, they're taking care of charging. They're taking care of cleaning. I'm just a fleet owner. And I get paid for that. And that frees up my time to do other shit. Sure. I'm in. I am in. So anyway, that's what I would do there. Would you buy Tesla stock now or wait for a pullback? I am see, you're asking financial advice, Dave. I'll answer it this way. I'm a strong believer in dollar cost average. You can wait for a pullback. You can wait for a pullback. That's up to you. But same thing I say with Bitcoin. So a 401k, what happens with I'm going to answer you this way because it's not financial advice. And David's already told me I shouldn't be giving financial advice. He ain't doing no better than me, but I shouldn't be giving advice. Here's the thing. your 401k, you pay for that every paycheck. You put a little bit of money away. What's the difference between that and you making, purchasing a fractional share of Tesla every month? $25, $50, $100. Or of a Bitcoin, $25, $50, $100 every month. And you just keep contributing. It's like your 401k, your IRA Roth. You just contribute. And it doesn't matter where it's at. You just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah, you could. If Bitcoin pulls back to $10,000, you're going to take a fucking haircut. But it doesn't matter. You can just keep buying. Just keep buying. Just keep buying. Bitcoin's not going to zero. Tesla's not going to zero. For me, I mean, I got 10 shares of Tesla at, it was right around 190 something. Right? And so, okay, I'm okay with it. And so I'm going to answer it that way. You know, treat it like a 401k, dude. Treat it like a 401k. Buy a little bit. Just buy a little bit. Just buy a little bit. It doesn't matter because it's a long-term investment. You're not trading Tesla. You're investing in Tesla. I believe Tesla will be, oh, look at this go, man. This should be a trade. See, we're in a silver bullet now. This is called the silver bullet. This is ICT silver bullet. You wait for 10 o'clock, and then you see which way it starts to trend. And then you ride that trend up. And here's the trend right here. Peek. Here's your trend. Whoop. And then depending on what your risk reward is, right? We broke this fair value gap here. You follow the trend. You wait for a fair value gap, which was here, right? You set your reward, risk reward, which would have been, the stop would have been here, right? Gave us a 2-to-1. We'd already be in there. So if we would have took that trade, oh, I can't do that. Shit. If we would have took that trade, we'd already made money on that trade, right? Yeah, but that's okay. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All good in the hood, buddy. 15 million sweep of liquidity. You get the biggest commodity time back with a cybercap. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm talking about. 15-minute sweep of liquidity, LFG. That's my man, Eddie. Anyway, y'all, we are going to wrap this show up, right? I appreciate y'all being with me, spending your morning with me. I like doing these coffees because it's every Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. I like these because I get to say what's on my mind. And, you know, hopefully not offend too many people, but if I do, oh well. Anyway, y'all be good out there. We will see y'all tomorrow night, Rideshare Garage, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. I'll try to talk Eddie into coming in, but, you know, if like he owes it to you guys. But did you notice something with Eddie too? Eddie's like me, bro. Eddie's like me. Making rideshare videos, just there's nothing motivating there. The more they hurt us, the less we want to talk about it. It's just the way it is. Don't forget, 6 hours and 20 minutes. Starship 6. That test flight will be off. Hold on. Let me show you real quick. Hopefully I don't get dinged for this. But you'll be able to watch Starship 6 in 6 hours and 19 minutes. It is scheduled for takeoff. Another big flight coming our way. Should be interesting. All right, y'all. Peace out. See you next time. Appreciate you being here. Hit the like button on the way out, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.